Welcome to another episode of Gardening and Growing Plants. Today, we explore why so many people find joy in gardening. Emma, why do you think gardening is such a beloved hobby?
Thanks for having me. I think gardening connects us to nature in a profound way. There's something magical about watching a plant sprout from a seed.
Absolutely! It's like nurturing a small miracle. I remember planting my first tomato. Every new leaf was an achievement, a small victory.
Haha, I did something similar with basil. I'd whisper encouraging words to them, and it felt like they were listening.
It's fascinating you mention that, as studies show talking to plants can actually promote growth. It might not be scientific, but it's heartwarming.
Indeed, but some argue it's just a placebo effect for us gardeners. Yet, even if it just makes us happy, isn't that significant?
Exactly. And considering the mental health benefits of gardening, it's a win-win. Looking forward, how can we encourage more people to start gardening?
I think simplifying the process and sharing stories of joy from gardening can inspire others to try it. Start small, let it grow.
Let's dive into some key gardening terms. Emma, could you share some fundamental vocabulary for beginners?
Of course, words like plant, seed, soil, and water are foundational. For example, you plant a seed in the soil and water it regularly.
Those are great starting points. To add a bit of context, what's a typical sentence using these terms?
A simple one would be, I plant seeds in the soil and water them every morning. It's straightforward and captures the essence of gardening.
Perfect! But some might argue that the vocabulary is too basic to be engaging. How do we make learning these words exciting?
Good point. We can create engaging narratives around these terms, like my flowers danced in sunlight, making it more vivid.
I love that idea. Moving forward, incorporating these into daily conversation can really help language learners. Any final tips?
Practice is key. Use these words in your daily routine, and soon you'll be fluent in the language of gardening and English alike.
Emma, your balcony garden sounds like a lovely oasis. Could you share more about it with us?
Absolutely. I've got basil, mint, and sunflowers. Every morning I greet them with a watering can and a good morning.
That's delightful. It's amazing how even small spaces can host thriving gardens. Do you think city dwellers can easily replicate this?
Certainly. With creativity, any space can become a garden. Even a small windowsill can grow herbs or flowers.
Some might argue that urban environments are too challenging for gardening. What would you say to that?
Challenges are real, but not insurmountable. With the right plants and some patience, anyone can grow a garden anywhere.
Looking ahead, how do you think urban gardening can evolve?
I envision more community gardens and green rooftops, bringing nature closer to city life and fostering community spirit.
Let's practice some phrases using our gardening vocabulary. Emma, could you help us with a few examples?
Sure thing. Let's start with, I water the plants every morning. It's simple yet effective.
Great! How about something involving seeds and sunlight?
How about, the seeds are growing fast in the sunlight? It captures the essence of nurturing growth.
Some might say these phrases are too basic. How can we elevate our practice?
We can make it more interactive. For instance, create dialogues like, what are you planting? I'm planting herbs.
That's a fantastic idea. Going forward, how do you suggest learners integrate these into everyday conversations?
Incorporate them into daily life. Describe your garden to a friend or plan a planting day together. Make it a fun learning experience.
Emma, you shared a beautiful story about Sarah and her window garden. Could you tell us more?
Certainly. Sarah lived in a tiny apartment but dreamed of a garden. She planted seeds in a cup and soon green sprouts appeared.
That's inspiring. Some might say a small garden can't bring much joy. What would you say to skeptics?
Every bit of green is a triumph. It's about the joy of nurturing life, no matter the size.
Indeed, even a tiny plant can uplift your spirits. How do you think stories like Sarah's can motivate others?
They show that gardening is accessible to everyone. You don't need a lot of space to start, just a bit of love and care.
Looking ahead, how can we use storytelling to encourage more gardening enthusiasts?
By sharing personal successes and the happiness gardening brings, we can inspire others to cultivate their own green spaces.
As we wrap up, Emma, how do you see parallels between gardening and language learning?
Both start small, with seeds of knowledge or plants, and require consistent care for growth. It's a gradual, rewarding process.
That's true. Some might argue that language learning is more challenging. What's your take on that?
While both have their challenges, the key is patience and persistence. Celebrate small victories, like a new word or a sprouting leaf.
Looking forward, how can learners maintain motivation in both gardening and language?
Set small, achievable goals. Whether it's learning a new phrase or growing a new plant, each success builds confidence.
And as we continue this journey, what's your final piece of advice for our listeners?
Embrace mistakes as part of growth. Just like a plant needs time, so does learning. Keep nurturing and watch your efforts bloom.
All right, that's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.